Rais. Nice to meet you again. Right now in this video, I wanted to look at how I would learn to code if I could start over. By the time I was in college, I saw that maybe I didn't work hard enough as I expected. But for now, if I could rewind and go back, here is how I could do it very well. The first thing is to have to adopt a coding mindset. Once you adopt a coding mindset, it's the first opportunity. Whenever you're coding or you're on your laptop, I think you should have a best friend, and the best friend in all that is Google. For any problem you get, just Google. When I was in college, there is a time that I found and I said maybe my laptop had a problem, so I could even buy a new one, which is better than the one I had. But finally finding the solution is that the machine had no problem, just because it's you to fix the errors. The computer is never wrong. So another thing is that you should learn how to solve problems. With the help of Google, you can solve whatever problem you come across. Coding is the tool for problem solving. Whenever you do code, each time you code, there are lots of bugs you get, but they are all solved once you Google and find for the solution. A good coder, it all means being a good learner. So you should be able to learn new technologies, to discover new resources, and to be a fast learner. So you should all the time be updated. All of the internships I got is that I never knew the languages used, but I used to learn. So even though you get an opportunity to work with a certain company, that opportunity should be used. You may find languages that there is a certain language that you're not so used to, but you need to learn. You can learn as you work. So another thing is that if possible, I recommend that you participate in hackathons. The thing is that you should learn how to solve problems. The best way and the best thing is that you should learn how to solve problems. This is the common problem faced, and most of the times it forces programmers to lose energy. Most of the time when you face an error or a problem, you feel like you're done, feel like you don't have any other plan. So the best way to solve this is that just copy the problem you got and paste it to Google. I hope you'll find something good. You'll find something to help you as you search for that error. So most of the internships I got, I never knew there are certain languages that were used that I was new to them, but I took time to learn. But another thing is that you should learn to code, go deep. You should go deep to the language you choose. If you choose JavaScript, go deep, learn deeply to understand the language. Another problem faced by some people is that they like learning a lot of things at once. If you're learning JavaScript, concentrate on JavaScript. If you're learning Python, concentrate on Python until when you know that you have learned and you can do some project within the language. Don't learn JavaScript and go to Python and go to Java and go to another certain language at the same time. It's better you learn deeply one language first. If you feel like going to the next, you can proceed after learning. So that is the problem. If you combine different languages at the same time, you won't pick anything. So there are also REST APIs. They are good to be used. APIs, learn about APIs, all of those. But open source projects, I think they are the best. You will pick and you will get a lot of success if you participate in open source and do some good work. Believe me, you won't stay the same. Create a personal project. Once you create a personal project, it will make a good portfolio for you. You'll have created a good portfolio. So if you also participate in open source, you also find communities. Most of the open source projects have their communities. For any problem you find at open source, just visit the community. You will get a quick response, or else I will be directed on how to handle that issue. So for front end in JavaScript, I recommend to go with a library called React for front end, and Express, which is in Node.js, for the back end. So those are so popular and are commonly used in building websites. So another thing is that you should practice for an interview. You should learn some string. You should learn some arrays. So you should do. You should search for some things that are asked in the interviews. So another thing is that you should learn how to use the terminal to be a good web developer. You should have a good experience in using the terminal, because the terminal is so important in ways that you will need to push your code to GitHub. In another way, you may need to clone a project from GitHub. Another thing is that you should build a project and push it to GitHub. If pushed, you check on your GitHub account and see in the repositories the project will have been submitted. So I think the best way to learn the terminal is by practicing